What's going on, y'all? This is David. Welcome back to the channel. As always, please like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell. I would really appreciate it. As always, I'm not a financial advisor. Do your own research. I am not a financial advisor. But yeah, now that we got that out of the way, let's jump right into it. Hope you guys having a good night. Been a crazy week this week in the market. Couple things we'll talk about tonight. Give me 1 second here. Here we go. We see that the Dow had a rough day today, down 345 points, over 1%. Oh man, dipped under 32,000. So for the week, we was down 4%. And as you see right here, down 1,500 points. And man, just a rough ride this past week. A lot of things going on in regards to job reports, bank collapse, just not a good week. Not a good week for the Dow. And now year to date, you see we are down 3% year to date, down 1,200 points for the year with the Dow. With the S&P, rough day today, down 1%. We was just talking last week how we was sitting over at 4,000, but not this week. This week you see we down almost 5%, down 200 points. Just not a good week overall for the markets in general. Year to date, the S&P is still barely hanging on to a positive, up only 37 points year to date. So hopefully we can get back on track next week. And you see the NASDAQ also down today, over 1%, basically 200 points. And for the week, down 5%, 600 points. Year to date, still up 7%, up 751 points. But, that's a pretty rough week overall in the market, but that comes with the territory sometimes. When you have some news that comes out, some earnings that investors may not like. You have a bank collapse, that happened in the last few days, and the investors just didn't take too kindly of that. So for us, we didn't have any additions for the week. We made about 3 additions in healthcare last week. But we didn't make any additions this week. Should have, whenever the market is down, you want to add to the portfolio if need be. It's not something that you have to do, but you do want to buy low, sell high. Of course, that's the name of the game. But sometimes it doesn't call for that. So we didn't do any buying, and that's just how it goes sometimes. So, but yeah, no additions for the week. We're still sitting with our same portfolio. Didn't really add anything to the watch list for this week. Some things that kind of come to mind, maybe some financials, financial stocks. But we'll see. We'll see how next week plays out, and that'll probably determine if we do anything or not. But let's jump right into some news for the week, basically the big news. And let's see what we got here. Boom, here we go. Silicon Valley Bank is shut down by regulators in the biggest bank failure since the global financial crisis. And let's just read through here. The FDIC said in the announcement that insured depositors will have access to the deposits no later than Monday morning. SVB's branch offices will also reopen at that time under the control of the regulator. The FDIC standard insurance covers up to $250,000 per depositor per bank for each account ownership category. Man, I'm just reading a little bit here. Financial regulators have closed Silicon Valley Bank and taken control of its deposits. The Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation announced Friday in what is the largest U.S. bank failure since the global financial crisis more than a decade ago. And we're talking, back in the 08, 09 time frame during that financial crisis. So, it's definitely something to keep our eye on, and definitely the market didn't take too kindly of the news. As you see the collapse of the SVB, a key player in the tech and venture capital community, leaves companies and wealthy individuals largely unsure of what will happen to their money. Wow, that's crazy. That is crazy. So let's take a look at their symbol here. SVB, man, I don't think it did any trading today. I think because it closed, I'm not sure if it even traded today. But you see that after hours and plans to reopen, just not a good look. Of course, I don't have any shares in SVB, but the big picture is how will that reflect other stocks? Is this the beginning of a recession? You're going to see a collapse in other big banks, Bank of America, JP Morgan. Those are some companies to keep an eye on. Let's take a look at Bank of America, which had a pretty rough week in itself. And as you see over the last week, you see the trajectory that Bank of America did this past week. So it did not have a good week at all. And, and that could be some ripple effect of what happened to SVB today or yesterday or the last few days. And that could have, just could be the start of something to keep our eye on in the financial sector. So, yeah, that's the big news for the week. The collapse of SVB Bank. We'll keep our eye on it. I'm not currently invested in it, not looking to invest in it, of course. And, we'll see how that plays out over the next couple of weeks to see how that might affect some of the other major players in the game. So, but yeah, that, and was part of what turned out to be a rough week in the market today. Rough week in the market for the week, and definitely a rough day today. That all played a huge impact. And that's what happens if you're a new investor. That those are the type of things that you want to keep an eye on. How that may affect your portfolio, or your watch list, or what you may invest in the future, or your stocks in general. Things like that play a tremendous role. So you want to be in on what goes on day to day. A couple of apps, Yahoo Finance, CNBC. I have those apps. You can get alerts, to see what's going on in real time, because you may have to make some moves in your portfolio. You never know. So just keep that in mind. But you definitely need the Yahoo Finance app. Definitely need the CNBC app. Extremely important to be in tune on what's going on in real time. So, but all right, let's get to why we are here. And let's see what we got here. Let's get right to the investing challenge. We are on week 10. Week 10 of the investing challenge. We'll start with JEPI and JEPQ that we done earlier this week. You see right here, we are doing a $5 challenge. This week we did $5, of course, in the JEPI. We did $5 in the JEPQ for the week. That'll leave us with $10, of course. And for the year, we are up to $80 invested in the JEPQ. I'm sorry, in the JEPI and JEPQ challenge, up to $80. And that's just $5 a week. $5 a week Real simple. You probably spend that on coffee, just candy, junk, whatever, the fast food, of course. Why not invest in assets that pay you in return, right? Jeppy and JepQ both pay a monthly dividend. I get paid every month from these two companies. So the more I invest, the more I expect to receive in return. Return on your investment. Like I said, you can invest how much you want, but we're just doing an easy $5 a week challenge in the Jeppy and JepQ. We did receive those payments on Monday. We did get the dividend payments on Monday. I think I received about $24 from Jeppy, about $10 or $12 from JepQ. So I was excited about that. Even the distribution amount wasn't as high as the last few months. It's right about the same as last month, but still, that's income that we received, passive income. We reinvested those dividends back into those positions. So I am extremely excited about continuing to keep this challenge going. We're going to do this definitely for the rest of this year, and probably so on after that. So $5 a week, $5 in the Jeppy, $5 in the JepQ, $10 for the week. We're up to $80 so far for the year. You see here we didn't do anything we won for Jeppy. Didn't do the first 3 weeks for JepQ, but we started along in both, by week 4. Now let's go to SCHD and VOO. We are in week 10. And for this challenge, whatever week we are in, we invest that amount into both ETFs, right? And these ETFs pay us quarterly. They both pay a dividend, a nice dividend quarterly, compared to Jeppy and JepQ pay every month. But these are 2 great funds. You can look these up on Yahoo Finance to see what holdings, what these, what holdings make up these funds. And make a decision for yourself. But we're going to go all the way to week 52 with this challenge. We did week 10 today, $10 in the SCHD, $10 in the VOO. Next week is going to be week 11, and the week after that, week 12. We're going to keep it going all the way to the end of the year. So as you see, total for this week was $20. For the year, we are up to $110 for this challenge. $110 for this challenge just for this simple weekly investment that we're doing. So 110 was the 55 for each, of course. That's almost a share of SCHD that we've been investing. So just a simple challenge that we're doing. SCHD VOO. We did $20 this week, 10 into each. Next week is going to be 11. Week 12, we're going to do week 12, and we're going to carry this on throughout the year. And I believe the total is about $1,370 invested for each fund. So that's a lot of money invested into each fund. That'll give us quite a few shares of SCHD, and it'll give us a couple of shares of VOO. So are you guys investing in any of these funds? If so, if not, I will, advise you to rethink that. I'm not a financial advisor, but these are 2 funds that you should have in your portfolio. Let's just be honest with you. I have both of them, of course, not in the same portfolio. I have SCHD kind of leading one portfolio. I have VOO kind of leading another portfolio. I actually wanted to increase VOO pretty bad, so that's why I wanted to do this challenge. I think it's going to be a great way to kind of automate increasing my position into this particular fund. So I'm excited about that. I'm excited about both of these funds, and yeah, that's the recap. We are week 10 completed, week 11 next week, and we're going to keep this ball rolling for the rest of the year. So that's it. We're doing our weekly update. And we're going to touch back in next week. And as always, we have one rule: do your own research. I'm not a financial advisor. I would appreciate if you guys would just like, share, subscribe. That's the way you guys can thank me or bless me, for bringing this information to you. Just like, share, subscribe. If you want to donate, you see the information at the bottom of the screen. But if you don't do anything, please like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and I will talk to you guys next week. I'm out.